This is the OneUp USA SuperDuty rack, and it's their brand new edition of this rack. And right here, I have my old quick rack from OneUp USA as well. And I'm going to talk about the differences between these two and maybe which one you should buy for what suits your needs. So some brief history. I just got this one here recently, maybe about a month ago. Thanks to OneUp USA for sending this out to me. I did actually purchase this one myself, this quick rack. I've actually been using for a few years now, and it's been pretty solid and awesome. But let's talk about the differences of these two racks here. The biggest difference that you're going to notice between these two racks is the fact that this is a 2-inch hitch receiver only. This can do 2-inch or 1.25 inch via an adapter, which you can see here. Both of these do come in either a black or a silver like this. Personally, I went with the silver because I live in the desert and it destroys things. Let's just say that. One of the biggest differences that you're going to see between these two is the fact of how much weight that they can hold. The Super Duty can hold up to 255 pounds total, and that is a lot. So basically in this configuration, you can do 100 pounds per rack, but if you do add on any additional racks, that does change. The new Super Duty is super robust and it does not wiggle like the Quick Rack does. Driving down the road, you will notice your bikes kind of wiggle a little bit more with the Quick Rack just because it's on that smaller hitch adapter setup. Whereas this one is it's built so rigid, there's no wobble on this thing. Paired with the new wheel chock adapter, your bikes don't move at all when you're going down the road, and it's really nice to see. One of the big differences that you're going to see with the new Super Duty is the fact that you have the one-handed operation now. That is really cool. I do find it a little bit harder to actually take the bikes off, but it just could be that I'm pushing the racks in too tight on the tires. Both of these are going to have the ability to adjust between a 16-inch wheel and a 29-inch wheel. And all you have to do is actually move this piece, unbolt it, and just move it down to wherever you need to. One big key difference between these two is the fact that this Super Duty will actually do up to a 5-inch tire natively. If you want to do that on the quick rack, you are going to actually have to get some adapters, and that's going to help push out the tire clamps to be fitting those bigger tires. Because this has a standard 2-inch receiver, you do actually have the ability to adjust how far the rack goes in and out by about 3 inches. On the quick rack, you can't do that because there's actually no hitch lock on this one because of that adapter. On the new Super Duty, they did actually increase the spacing between the trays to allow for extra wide down tubes and for flat pedals. You're really going to notice that with the e-bikes, especially with the bigger down tubes. This is primarily pointed towards e-bikes, I would feel like, just because of the fact that it can hold all that weight. Another big difference between the Quick Rack and the Super Duty is the fact that you can actually adjust the wheelbase on this. You can actually increase the wheelbase on this one to 58 inches, whereas this one is fixed. Both are going to be all aluminum, super light, robust construction. They're going to be rust proof. There is a big weight difference between these two. The single quick rack with just one rack is going to come in at 27 pounds, whereas this Super Duty actually comes in at 64 pounds. I don't know the actual weight of the single quick rack with the add-on. I'll put that right here. One thing they do also note on the website is the fact that this one is actually rated for off-road use and to be on the back of a trailer. They actually don't want you to use this one on the back of a trailer or really do any off-roading with it. This one is primarily set up for like gravel roads and just pavement. Both units can actually fold into the 3 different positions. Like right now, this one's on just the standard out position. There's a middle, and then there's the all the way closed. One of the big things that I saw on my previous video about the quick rack is the fact that people kept saying, why isn't there a hitch lock on this thing? Well, the fact of the matter is because it's 1.25 inches adapted to 2 inches, it's just impossible to actually put a hitch lock on that thing. They both do use the ball expander tightener thing to really make sure that they don't go anywhere. Like this thing, super solid. Whereas this one, even with that thing in there, it actually still does wobble a little bit. Both are going to be aluminum made in the USA with lifetime warranties. I mean, hands down, these are some of the best racks you can buy, and they're going to last for as long as you ever need them to. OneUp has actually kind of put them in an interesting predicament because they built these things so well that people aren't upgrading to different racks because, well, they don't need to. They don't need to replace a broken rack because they just work. One other big difference, as you can note here, is that this one is actually folded up quite small to be able to store away, whereas this one, this thing does not fold like this guy. So if you need to worry about space saving, maybe this would be a good option, but I don't know about you, but unless I'm towing my trailer, this is always on my vehicle. Now, for which one you need to buy, it's going to depend on your use cases. If you just have a small car like a Honda Fit or a Honda Civic, the quick rack is probably going to be your better option unless you have an e-bike. I did use an e-bike with this and it was fine for the most part, but I didn't do anything crazy with it. Now, if you have a 2-inch hitch and you are going to be using an e-bike, definitely look at the SuperDuty. This thing is awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot more to say about it. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below and I'll do what I can to answer them. Well, this is MTB Rad Dad sign off. I'll see you next time. And before you go, you should actually check out this video right here.